You know, this pandemic has affected nearly every aspect of our lives, and for kids that has meant so many disruptions to their schooling. Experts say all of that change, the lack of routine, is taking a toll on their education. And now some education researchers warning many kids are falling behind academically. It's what Dr. Karen Lewis calls unfinished learning.
Students have lost out on instructional opportunities. They have unfinished learning relative to what we'd expect in a typical year if they got the full dose.
Dr. Lewis is a senior research scientist behind studies that show children nationwide are scoring about 9 to 11 percentile points lower in math and 3 to 7 percentile points lower in reading compared to historic averages. It's something Chicago dad Adam Solovey has seen firsthand with his daughters, 10-year-old Olivia and 9-year-old Vivian. He says their last 2 years of school have been complicated, a mix of closures, remote and in-person learning. Experts say some students are facing disproportionate educational adversity.
It's a particularly hard time if you're a student from a low income or other marginalized background where there were already inequities in your education before any of us had ever heard of the coronavirus, and those have only been exacerbated over the last 2 years.
This is not a 1 to 2 year endeavor to get kids back on track. This is going to take a really sustained effort.
And experts say stemming the tide of that unfinished learning starts by meeting kids where they are, by schools recognizing the kids who have fallen furthest behind and making sure that they have access to additional educational opportunities like summer enrichment programs, Saturday academies, and tutoring.
Listen, I think we're all dealing with these aftershocks of extended quarantine. So we need to look for things like sudden anxiety or hesitation when our kids are doing their schoolwork, frustration, explosive frustration, an increase in negative self-talk, like if your child starts saying, I'm so stupid, I'm dumb, they're putting themselves down. And finally, a sudden change in grades. Be in touch with your child's teacher. Find out how they're doing relative to their peers and even how they're doing relative to last year. And finally, as parents, we have to be patient. It is so scary to watch your kid fall behind, but by putting pressure on them and visiting our anxiety on them, it's not going to get them where they need to go. Stay connected with their teachers and get professional help if your child can't do day-to-day activities.